today it was announced that 6-5 Sports and Entertainment Limited had been given the rights to a CPL franchise in the Vancouver area. This brings the CPL up to 10 announced teams and is the second team in British Columbia. This, of course, following the announcement earlier this year that a CPL team was coming to Saskatoon at earliest for the 2023 season. Now, 6-5 Sports and Entertainment has been given the rights to have a franchise in the Vancouver area. And as you notice, I'm saying Vancouver area because that is pretty vague, because that's kind of how the announcement was for this one. As far as expansion announcements go, this is about as vague as you can get. And we all thought that the Saskatoon announcement was a little bit of a, getting ahead of yourselves announcement because they were giving a team to a group that hadn't even been confirmed a stadium yet, conditional on them building a stadium. Well, at least for Saskatoon, they have a place that they're going to build the stadium, and they know where the stadium is going to be. For this case, somewhere near or in Vancouver. They are talking to different municipalities about where they could potentially build a stadium. We have literally no idea where it is going to be as of yet. Now, you can assume that it won't be in Vancouver proper, as that's kind of Vancouver Whitecaps territory, and as of yet, the CPL has kind of been hesitant of going right smack dab downtown in MLS cities, as seen with York and Toronto. So Surrey, Langley, possibly Abbotsford, there's been a push for a team in Fraser Valley. Those are all high possibility areas. Burnaby, maybe. Could be anywhere in Vancouver. Somewhere in the greater Vancouver area. Most likely it's going to end up being a suburb of Vancouver, much like how York is situated in Toronto. Although York is actually technically right inside Toronto city limits, but it's marketed mostly towards York region. But as always, expansion is an exciting topic for the Canadian Premier League, as we all want this league to grow and expand to new places. However, right now we're at a point where expanding to places that have existing NHL teams, not really the best, most exciting possible point of expansion. I like Saskatoon way more, and I think a lot of people were expecting team number 10, this has to be Quebec City, because Quebec City, I've been saying, perfect place to put a CPL team. But as of right now, still no announcement on Quebec City or any team in Quebec for that. So we are still pending that largely anticipated Quebecois team. Vancouver CPL team though, big rivalry, ready to step up against not only the Vancouver Whitecaps in Canadian Championship play, but also Pacific FC in CPL play, as now Pacific FC has a true geographical rival in the Canadian Premier League, and a team in a place where away days is a possibility. And as we see with Forge and York, away days are incredible, and teams that are kind of in cities that are right next to each other are always a lot of fun for the rivalries that they can create. My concern with Vancouver though is that we'll end up with another York United situation. York 9 to York United situation, you see. Because York, already for the CPL, has been a bit of a problem. They came into the league with big ambitions, talking about building a 15,000 seat stadium in York region somewhere, and after year one, their attendance is like 2,000, and I think they got nowhere near the attention that they were expecting they were going to get. Second year, was the bubble year, and then coming to the third season, they rebrand already to York United, throw away the York 9, we're York Region team, and try to encapsulate both York Region and the Toronto City proper. So already you have a suburban sort of team around a major Canadian city in Toronto that's been not really the best, been kind of struggling. And now you're going and you're trying it again in Vancouver, and who knows, it might work in Vancouver depending on where you put it exactly, depending on how you market it. I mean, York United has a ton of problems with how they've gone about things beyond just location. So who knows, maybe depending on how this Vancouver area team is marketed, how they're built, set up, all that, they could be an overwhelming success, but with the sample size of one so far of outside an MLS City team, in and around an MLS City team in the CPL, the results aren't the best to go by. But for now, at least, the CPL is expanding to 10 teams, with the potential now for how the stadium planning and building goes for Vancouver area and for Saskatoon. We could get both of those two teams into the Canadian Premier League for the 2023 season. So for now, at least, the 2022 season is still going to be the 8 teams we've all grown to know and love from the past 2 seasons, the 7 original teams and Atletico Ottawa, and then for 2023, possibly, fingers crossed, we will have Saskatoon and the new Vancouver team. And, in a 2023 CPL, when hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll be coming after a potential 2022 late fall, early winter World Cup that Canada might be at, fingers crossed. You have that, you get hype built up in the country, and you get 2 new expansion teams into the CPL. Boom. That would be incredible, and really would be huge to grow the game of Canada across the country. I mean, Vancouver not so much because they already have the Whitecaps, but it's always nice to have kind of the step down CPL team. But CPL games always feel a little more like personalized when you're there. It feels more personal than an MLS game does. Just it's a little bit of a smaller atmosphere. You feel more involved, and I think that for especially, just outside of Vancouver area, to have that option in addition to the Whitecaps is great. And like I've been saying, the big Canadian cities, no reason why they shouldn't have multiple professional soccer teams. No reason why they couldn't have multiple CPL teams in the future, or multiple CPL 1, CPL 2 teams in the future if we ever get to promotion or relegation. So keeping in with going to big cities, getting a team in Vancouver, it's something that did need to happen eventually. I would have preferred team number 10 to be somewhere new, like Quebec or Moncton or one of those places. But Vancouver, it had to happen eventually, and we're getting it. I think every city that we know is going to happen in the CPL, getting them sooner rather than later, regardless of order, is the best case scenario. So Vancouver, you weren't my choice to be number 10, but you're number 10. Welcome to the Canadian Premier League. Have a great rivalry, Pacific. We're going to have to think of a name for that derby. It's going to be great. And I can't wait to see where the CPL expands to next, now that Vancouver's taken out of the way. So now if anyone's putting money down on the next place to get a CPL expansion team, my favorite is Quebec City, and my second favorite is honestly a big bounce around. Quebec City is the must-have, should happen. And then after that, I think, Mississauga, Regina, Montreal area, those 3 are all kind of in contention together. So that is it. The CPL is up to 10 teams, double-digit league in terms of team size, and it's going to be a great 2023 season if both Vancouver and Saskatoon get in at the same time. So that's it for this video. As always, if you like it, hit like. If you want to see more of my stuff, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Link is down below in the description, and I will see you next time.